Well, we are with singer, songwriter, artist Morgan Alexander, and you guys are going to get to meet him. And he is a troubadour. He's one of our troubadours who works all over town and runs down and takes a gig at a moment's notice, right?
That's right. Oh my goodness. Last time we talked, it was like, oh, I'm rushing, I'm rushing, just trying to get there. So I appreciate you.
A day in the life of a person who plays, like, let's for instance, down on Lower Broadway.
Right.
What's it like? I mean, we understand an 8-hour work day with a lunch in between, and we understand a 2-hour show or an hour and a half musical show.
Yeah.
What's it like for a working musician who goes down and performs?
Well, let's just say a working musician only has one shift at a honky tonk or a bar downtown a day. Let's just say one shift, because I know that there's so many in this town that are doing two, three, four shows a day, instrumentalists and some singers, and I am always surprised. But for me, my breakdown is, from my location, getting to downtown, parking actually underneath the Batman building, if you're familiar with that, and then
Mhm.
moseying my way with my gear on my back and another bag that has all my other gear in it into the venue, where you're trying to time it out where you're not stepping all over another band that is still performing, kind of just a musician courtesy, so you're not walking in front of them towards the end of their
Right.
set. And I like to go find a little corner in the back and just kind of enjoy it for a minute, and just listen to my peers. Then there's the transition of it all. There's the getting through the crowds, whether it's on the streets outside where people are just, from my point of view, I've lived in Nashville for a while now. So when I walk downtown, there's not a lot of times that I just stop and just, I guess, just look at every single thing that Nashville, especially Lower Broad, has to offer. So I kind of pass by, but every once in a while I'll stop and notice people that are looking at, the sign, the neon sign, maybe a building that's, right behind the Ryman or whatever it is. And those kind of things always kind of go into my day. I always kind of try to look at Broadway from a perspective of fresh eyes, like I've never seen this. So when I go on the stage and I'm setting up and I'm getting ready and I'm plugging in all the cables and the microphones,
Wow.
and that's a quick little turnaround. The band stops, and let's just say at 2 o'clock or 2:15, and they're off the stage in 10 minutes, and then we're on the stage setting up within 15-20 minutes. We're playing again, fully sound checked, and off we go. So there's a lot that goes into it when you're getting downtown. You're seeing these bands, they're transitioning in and out. Drummers are taking down all their stuff and wheeling it down the sidewalks. I play acoustic guitar and I sing. I was just like, I see the folks, the bass players, the keyboard players, the drummers that have even so much more to go through when it comes to bringing their
Oh,
gear into downtown.
and it really is that troubadour time, and you're playing 4 hours at a time, and they're long shifts. It's a long show, and it's a lot of music and a lot of people and a lot of logistics. But you came here, that's just part of your story.
Yeah.
Where did you move from?
So I came here from Oregon. I came out on what I like to call a vacation. A friend of mine at the time was going to move to Nashville, Tennessee. She was going to live here closer to her family. So I offered to drive the U-Haul out, and took 3 or 4 days, had a good old adventure. And when we got to town, I think the first few days I decided I'm going to go check out the Bluebird Cafe. Everybody does. And
Mhm.
I stood in line on the Monday night open mic nights that they have there. You wait out line, you wait for your little ticket, trying to just sing one or two songs. You don't make it, you get to come back automatically next week. Well, that's exactly what happened. I went, got my ticket, came back the next week, got to play a couple songs, and somebody said, "Do you live here?" A friend of mine named Nick, and at the time, I didn't know the man, but he said, "Do you live here?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Well, you should. You sound really good." And that was it for me.
That was
That
it.
was that was it. I called the folks back home and I said, I'm not gonna come back to Oregon, and I'm gonna live in Nashville now and start life over.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Well, I want people to hear you sing because 'cause you've got your guitar there. Would you sing us a song?
I'd love to. I recently wrote this song kind of out of inspiration of bullying. Um, there's different forms of that all throughout this life that we live in, and I've always come to find music as a safe place, a
Mhm.
place where we can all kind of share ideas and feel calm at the same time. And so this is just kind of my send out message that we don't always have to pick on people just to get our point across or whatever it may be. This is called Bother Me. I don't want to see the sun, but I think I'll go outside. You won't see my insecurities that I push down deep inside just to face the world. I wish I could tell you what the hell is going on. Just wanna be who wanna be. Just let me see who wanna see. Might not be for you, but it's still my cup of tea. I can breathe the air I breathe. I can be the roots and not the tree. Cutting one down is cheap, but you know the fall's not free. And if I don't bother you, will you try not to bother me? Keep looking around, I'm rubbing my eyes. They say everything is changed. That's okay, wait, it's not okay. Well, we don't have much to say left in this world. Somebody tell me what the hell is going on out there. 'Cause I just wanna be who wanna be. Just let me see who wanna see. Might not be for me, but I'm sure it's your cup of tea. Yes, I can breathe the air I breathe. I can be the roots and not the tree. Cutting me down is cheap, but you know the fall's not free. And if I don't bother you, will you try not to bother me? Yeah, the past is past, but it's not gone no matter what they say. And seasons will change and winds will blow. I just hope love finds a way. So we can be who we want to be. We can see who we want to see. Might not be for you, but it's still my cup of tea. Yeah, and I can breathe the air I breathe. I can be the roots and not the tree. And cutting me down is cheap, and you know the fall's not free. If I don't bother you, will you try not to bother me? Said if I don't bother you, will you try not to bother me?
Morgan, that is amazing. That's amazing. I love the comfort that your voice has. You've got this comfortable range that just feels like it just wraps you up like a I always say that feel like an old pair of house shoes that you just go, "Oh, that feels so good." That's what
I
your
love
voice
an old
feels
pair
like.
of house shoes. I love
Uh,
an old.
I mean, it feels so comfortable and good. I just love it. I love it. Don Williams had that quality about his voice, so I really love that about yours.
Out of all the people in this world in country music, the first, not only the first person that I saw in concert when I came to town at the Ryman, Don was doing it I think 2 or 3 days there at the Ryman, and the second night is when I saw him, and it was the night before that he nearly lost his voice. But Don Williams, to me, when I saw that show, solidified to me that there's a voice for somebody like me that has a lower, timbre and just all this stuff that, I look at all of the artists that have, influenced me throughout the old school country music, whether it was country swing and it was Hank, or if it was something like, Asleep at the Wheel of Bob Wills. I grew up in that kind of idiom where that music and jazz music and country music kind of gave me a voice. And then hearing
Mhm.
stories and songs from, folks like Don and Reba McEntire, like everybody that has a way to tell a story, I took a page from and just tried to make sure that if I was going to do it, I was also going to do it the way that I could do it, coming from me, but also from the blessings that all the other singers and musicians have given us over these years. So
Amen. I love that. I loved when the 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 pioneers get honored by you carrying the torch. And I think that's really amazing. Okay, now where are your regular gigs and where can people find you?
every single week right now, at this point, you can find me Tuesday nights at the famed Legends Corner downtown from 6 to 10 p.m. generally. I've just started doing Thursdays. You can find me at the stage with the Reckless Sideman Band, and they're a great group of amazing musicians that come off the road and kind of plug and play. It's a whole thing, and that's at the stage. Generally before lunch, you can find me through the lunch hour. Then Fridays at the Second Fiddle, 2 to 6, and you find me at the Nashville Airport on Saturdays out there at the new old Red location, sitting there singing songs. So you can kind of find me all over here in town and places. And then I get to travel around from time to time too. So
That's wonderful, Morgan. And they can follow you on social media at
at morganalexandermusic.com, all my Instagram, Facebook, my thread, all, TikTok, all that's YouTube. It's all right there. Just go check it out.
Perfect. Well, we are appreciative of your time today, Morgan, and thank you for that beautiful voice. And you just don't change a thing, okay?
Thank you so much for having me today. I love getting a chance to check your show out when I'm sitting here at home. So thanks for letting me be a part of it. I appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you. Have a great day.